Hello there, only one Kenobi here, only one. Going to do this one a little differently. As you can see, I have not the figure loose. That's the figure. I have the old figure. This is the vintage 80s, and it's like very rare that I have any vintage 80s figures, as in genuine ones. I think I don't know how and why I got this secondary market job. I've had it for years. I was going to recard him. That's what it was. I bought loads of figures in 2016. In fact, I have a video of my old place, loads of 80s cards. This is way before the vintage collection even came back, as in this modern vintage, and way before the retro collection. And I was buying loads of card backs from a seller in Spain called Restore Nation, and just carding for my own pleasure, really. Figures I used to own, and this was one guy I owned, and I never found a card back for him. Plus, I think the card looked really bad. I think it used to back in the day, didn't it? A bit fuzzy or grainy. So their card backs, Restore Nation, they were like photocopies of a copy, you know what I mean? So they were bad. They were all right, but they weren't great. And I sold all them anyway. I needed the money. So never got around to finding a card back for him, but it doesn't matter. We've now got him in the modern TVC. So I just thought I'd show you that figure. We'll have another look at it in a minute. So, usually I have the figure carded, and then I have that figure loose spinning. It will be loose. I'm going to open him in a minute. But the other version I have of him, my carded one, is on the wall. He's on the wall. Let's pivot the camera a bit there. We've got Lobot there. I think my Lando is just somewhere else. Lando, bring him in there. But yeah, I'll why not? It used to be a figure I remember, only because when I lost my Lando figure, I used to use this guy as my we've bloody fallen over. I used to use him as my Lando, which is funny. I used to use IG. What was he called now? IG8, not IG88. I used to use 8D8 as C3PO. I mean, would you Adam and Eve it, ladies and gentlemen? There was a period of time where I think I definitely used an AT-AT driver. I used to pretend he was a stormtrooper. You know what I mean? The imagination of a child, ladies and gentlemen. It's infinite, really, in its possibilities. But, right, so he's moving so slowly. I think this thing needs new batteries. That's just spinning around this way. I just want you to pay attention to that lovely pattern that they've carried over. And I did review the other fella, Mustachio Dude, and I actually like that figure a lot. I did moan about the articulated thing there. It's not so bad on these Bespin cards, actually, because they're a bit more action-packed. You can get them in really good poses, though. They stand in awesome poses, but it means that the alignment of the gold stripes is off. So, and this guy is losing his paint. Could always go over that with a gold pen. There he is. There's our dude. And he has a name now. It's Isdam Edian. And here he is. So let's have a good look at it in the packaging now, because I'm going to open this in a moment. So, looking forward to getting two of these guys loose, man. That'd be awesome. And then have them side by side, flanking Lando and Lobot. That'd be awesome. You see, I've got these corner shelves now, ladies and gentlemen. And it's nice to get clusters of people together on them. So I'm thinking you could have all four of those figures, these two guys with Lando and Lobot, and then I might even put in the background Han and Carbonite. It's just nice. It's just a little suggestion of all the activity in Bespin. Maybe even get Boba Fett on there. You never know. You know what I mean? Or I tell a chronological tale on my shelves, on my other ones. You know what I mean? My shelves are in chronological order, almost. I think more or less. It's a bit dusty this. Hang on a minute. That's because he's been out of the star case, this. It's picked up a bit of dust. You can't beat that. Look at that emblem there. Empire Strikes Back. And then the sky blue again. It worked really well for this Lando figure here. I loved that. He had the sky blue kind of card backs. It's quite ironic that this was the figure that was prior to this guy. The previous episode of, or the previous figure in the line is this. But it's a young Lando. By the time he's in this film, he's got supply problems of every kind, and union problems or whatever. And then Han's just like, what's so funny? You sound like a responsible leader, or whatever he says. Who'd have thought that, huh? Seeing you brings back old memories, or whatever he says. Yeah. And then he rats them out. Oh dear. I suppose one could say that he had no choice. I had no choice. We understand, don't we, Chewie? You had no choice. Brilliant. It sounds like Han. What I love about Bespin, I know I'm going off on topic here. I love stormtroopers in Bespin. They just are brilliant anyway, stormtroopers, aren't they? But you can see them in the back of this card as well. But especially that bit when they all run out. I'm sorry too. You know, that scene in the dining room. And then Lobot is there as well. And then they just all come out and you just think, wow, you snookered. But something about Cloud City, it's just their presence anywhere is great. Even in Andor, when they were just stood around Ferrix and you just thought, right, this is just Imperial occupation. Enough waffle, let's get this Bespin guard open. He's out. I like his little pose. They sort of crouched a little bit there. And let's put this back in the background so you can see it. So here is Isdam Edian. As, you know, as to be expected, it's a great figure, just like the other fella was. They're very posable. That crunch on the chest is actually really good in terms of getting them in a really nice pose. But visually, I was not a fan. But do you know what? It's kind of growing on me, should we say. I don't mind it at all. I can understand why they've done it. If they didn't have that, it wouldn't be as much fun to pose these fellas. I mean, I just very quickly put him in that one pose and that's me done with him, you know. He will look all right like that. I think the other fellow, I put his gun in his holster. Oh no, I've lost the other fella's gun. Oh, absolutely fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I found it again. I've also just made a note of the fact that the gun looks very grey to me. It's like almost like a grey plastic. They cheaped out. They could have given that some chrome paint or something, but that's that. Peg holes are phenomenal. And there's not much more I can say. You can't remove the hat, but that doesn't matter. I love it. Really nice. And this one means something to me because I had this guy back in the day. Not this one. That's definitely 100% not the figure I had in the 80s. As in this. I bought that in, say, 2016. My one that I had of him, God knows. The only figures I've got left of my childhood is a Vader that's got no head. And I've got a Nikto that's got burnt feet. Because I think I was messing around with him near a barbecue. I put his feet on some... I don't know what I did with him. I burnt his feet. But, yeah, no, amazing. And I've got Han Solo, Han Endor with no head. I'll have to do a video on that again. I've covered it before. I've filmed those three figures. They're all that remains of my 80s Kenner collection. And I played the hell out of them, man. Some people have like really pristine specimens. They must have been older kids than me, because when I had a figure like that, I bashed them around, man. At that age, God. But yeah, really nice. I like this a lot. I can't wait to pose them. And if I do what I said I was going to do with the, you know, on my corner shelves, get a little ensemble of Bespin people, personnel, I'll do it. That'd be awesome, wouldn't it? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That's 2 guards now. You've got, I've forgotten this fella's name, but this is Isdam Edian. And they are awesome. Well done. Keep them in the security tower. And keep it quiet. Move. Love it. Thank you for watching. This has been Only One Kenobi. Only one. Out.